we're doing spicy tortilla lasagna today,
which has been a big favourite at Easter camp and Friday nights at the mix. So here we go. First things first, wash your hands. Okay, so as usual, you'll have your recipe in your pack and all the ingredients you need. So first things first, take the onion and we're just going to chop that, which we've done before. And oh, just remembered, I'm going to open the window and then I don't need to cry. Yeah, taking the ends off and then peeling the skin, which sometimes comes off in one go. Sometimes it's a bit bitty. There we go, and then I'm just chopping it in half, and then take each half, slice across, there we go, slice that way, slice the other way, and that's your onion chop. Right, okay, so Jacqueline's going to pop a spoonful of oil in your pan. So yeah, we've got a frying pan, this sort of size, but yeah, you can use a similar size saucepan. Tablespoon of oil. Just let the oil heat up for a few seconds, and then we'll pop the onion in.
well, we've got our wooden spoon here. This is for the smelly onion one.
Oh yes, smelly onions. Excellent, my favourite.
Hello there, Spot.
That nice sizzling sound.
Oh, that's the onion. There we go. Okay, so while Jacqueline is cooking the onion, I'm going to add in 1 teaspoon of chilli powder. Actually, I'm just going to add in another half a spoon actually, because we like things a bit more spicy in this house. About a teaspoon chilli powder, and that's just going to cook for a few minutes till the onion softens a bit.
Oh, it's smelling lovely. How do I know when it's ready, Jacqueline?
Well, Spot, it's about 2 to 3 minutes, just make it a bit soft and then it's ready.
Excellent.
Okay, so now the onion's starting to soften, we're going to add the mince. So you've got this in your pack. Take the top off and tip that in like that, and then Jacqueline's just going to break it up.
And make sure you take the paper off, because sometimes I forget to take the paper off the mince. Well, make sure you break up the mince so that you can cook it all in the same time. Just make sure it's all broken up.
Right, so you can see it's ready because it's brown with no pink red bits in. As with most recipes, you can use a different mince. If you wanted to use turkey mince that's less fatty, you could do that. But with the beef mince, you can just spoon off a bit of the fat if you think it's all too fatty. Okay, so the mince is ready. So now I'm going to take my tin of tomatoes. And hopefully you've got some sort of tin opener to hand. So that's the tomatoes and your tin of kidney beans in chilli sauce. There we go. So I'm going to add the tin of tomatoes like that. And add the kidney beans and chilli sauce. There we go. And then also about 75 to 100 millilitres of water, just a little bit of extra liquid. And what I do is, rather than pour the water straight in, I tend to pour a bit into the empty tin of tomatoes, because that means you can get all the juice in the tomatoes in. And I pour a bit of it into the empty tin of kidney beans, because then that makes sure you get all the chilli sauce, all the juice from the tin in, like that. And I'm just going to turn up the heat so that it comes to the boil. Okay, so you can see the bubbles there. That's bubbling away nicely, so I'm going to put the lid on like that if you've got a lid, and then turn the heat down so it's just simmering. So for about 20-25 minutes, and then the sauce can thicken and it can really cook and get the flavour. Right, okay, so while the chilli's simmering, as always, I'm going to have a little tidy up, just clear things away.
Well, I'm just grating the cheese now. It doesn't matter what cheese you have.
Looking great, Jacqueline.
That's a hilarious spot.
Well,
Thought you'd like that.
Right, just lifting the lid to have a little look. Ooh, you can see it's simmering away nicely. In fact, I've moved mine to the back, which is a lower heat. You might have spotted. So just give that another little stir and let it carry on simmering. So while it's finishing simmering, I've got my dish. So you need a container, a dish, something like this. It doesn't have to be glass, it can be metal, ovenware, and this is what we're going to use to put it in. And then you'll have packs of wraps in your pack. So I'm just going to open those. Right, so to start layering up, what you need is 3 wraps to start with. So one on the bottom in the middle, one and one on each side, like that. Okay.
So chefs, how are you going to get that chilli into this dish?
Well, I have my ladle, but you can use like different spoons, but just make sure you don't use the one with the holes in it, because you'll lose the juice.
Good one, Jacqueline.
So we're going to scoop it out, and then we're just gonna just give it a good. Oh yeah, that looks very good.
Okay, so a couple, 2 or 3 ladles, about
Spread
a
it
third
out.
of the mixture. Evenly spread it out with your spoon.
Boom. And then you get some more wrapsies.
So one more wrap in the middle,
And
and
then
some more.
more mince. And then just evenly smooth it out like that. So yeah. Oh yeah.
Another spoon.
And another spoon. Just
Okay, that's right, cover the...
make sure you cover all the edges.
And then we've got 2 more
More
wraps
wraps.
left. There we go, one on each side, which will
And
cover the surface.
And then just make sure you cover all the surfaces.
So then you put the rest of the chilli on the top.
On the top, so just like this. And if you need the wooden spoon, just to scrape it off.
Lovely,
And then
it's looking
just
good.
like that. Spread it all over, make sure it's all even.
And then on the top, take your bag of breadcrumbs that will be in your pack. You've got the breadcrumbs already done for you this time. It's not an essential bit of the recipe, so if you do it again, you don't have to have breadcrumbs. But you just sprinkle them on the top. Like that. You'll probably have a few more than that. And then on top of the breadcrumbs,
You got your cheese.
Jack in grated earlier, and we're just going to sprinkle that. Actually, I've just remembered, I'm not going to sprinkle it all the way over because we've got someone in our house that doesn't really like melted cheese very much.
Yes.
So if that's the case, you can just sprinkle cheese on some of the chilli and leave the rest just with your breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
There we go. Right, and then just before it goes into the oven, I'm going to put a bit of foil. If you've got some foil, don't worry if you haven't got foil, but I'm just putting a piece of foil just to loosely cover it so that the edges of the wraps don't cook and burn too quickly. So I'm just loosely covering it, and then Jacqueline's going to open the oven.
Open the oven
That's it.
and throw it in.
Place it in very carefully.
And there you go, voila.
And that will cook for about 20 to 25 minutes. Okay?
Now we're going to tidy up.
Once it's been in for 20-25 minutes, I've taken the foil off halfway through.
And now we're going to seal it.
Ooh, look at that.
Oh, very good.
That looks delicious, chefs.
Thank you. Yep, the wraps have browned on the edges.
Yep,
Cheese has melted. And I can hear it and see it bubbling around the edges.
which is a good sign. That means your oven's working.
Time to take it out. And ready to serve. So you can just cut it up into, well, squares, portions, slice it out, and then have it with peas or sweet corn, a vegetable, or salad leaves, and enjoy together.